Make sure I'm in the frame. Today is July 21st, 2024, Sunday, 11:17. This is my attempt at some kind of vlog or journal entry kind of thing. Super awkward because I'm not used to doing this. I don't want to be in front of a camera, but just got to get out of your comfort zone. This is kind of like a personal project. I don't know if these will ever see the light of day, meaning I don't know if I'll ever publish it for YouTube or anything like that, or keep them private. I originally got this camera and this setup to do some personal stuff, take pictures, take videos, maybe dabble in YouTube, I don't know. But with currently what's going on, which is what this whole thing is about, I kind of just, that's not the main focus. But because I got the camera and I got everything, I said, you know what, I think it'd be interesting for myself, and just whoever's watching this, whether that's me in the future, you know what I'm saying, or whoever's watching this, whoever can maybe gain something from this, if this is out there in the public to see. I think it's beneficial. I think it'll be interesting, and I think it's a good kind of token of a reminder of we it's like when people do journaling, right? They kind of journal to get their thoughts out there. And I'm a pretty decent writer, but I just don't like writing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm lazy. I'm pretty lazy. I hate writing. It's just tedious. I don't like to write it. I think the writing format is good for certain things. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely the format, the medium of writing and reading is definitely has its place. But I'm just a visual guy. I think most people are pretty visual, and it helps to hear. When you're reading somebody's story, you kind of imagine them your own way. You give them your own voice. You give them their own face. Like, you kind of paint it in your own way. But for other things, I think this kind of gives it a concrete, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a look, there's a feeling, there's a vibe coming through that is genuine. Again, this is kind of like my first go at this, so if I'm rambling and this is super awkward, it's even worse for me. So as you can imagine, a fucking bug just bit me. Okay, let's try this again. Now I'll try to pretend this isn't the third time I'm trying to record this, because this damn yellow fly keeps trying to bite me. Make sure I'm in focus. Looking good. Yes, sir. Okay. I was diagnosed we're in July. I want to say sometime in March or April, I was diagnosed with testicular cancer. Even me still saying that doesn't even feel or sound real at all. The whole thing is surreal. even now as I say it, I'm trying to process it. I don't know if it's even fully hit me yet in a weird way. Um, but again, I think the whole point of me wanting to kind of record my journey through this was for my mainly for personal kind of reflection. Um, this is to remind you, and I'm speaking to myself, my future self, you can get through anything. You can get through anything, man. You got through this, you can get through anything. You got through this, you can get through anything. Don't you ever forget that. And for anyone who may or may not be watching this, like I said, if I do end up making this public in some kind of way, the same goes for you. You didn't get this far just to get this far. You didn't get this far just to get this far. Don't you ever give up. No matter what life throws at you, don't you ever give up. And it ain't easy. Tomorrow I start chemotherapy. Um, I'd say the last week I've been just filled with anxiety, uh, really down, really upset, really scared, really worried. Anything and everything you could think of in between. Um, and that's expected, right? I mean, that's gonna happen. That's definitely gonna happen. That's part of anything in life, any journey, anytime you step out of your comfort zone into the unknown, right? You're gonna be faced with uncertainty, and that's scary. That's scary. That's a big ask, especially when you're gambling and you're not playing with monopoly money, right? When you're waging your very existence, your being, your life. It's it's not easy. It's not easy, and it's not fair. And I don't know how rough it will or won't be. Um, you know, I did a lot of reading on it. I googled and worried the shit out of myself. um, but ultimately, it's every man's journey, every man's path is his own, man. And you can either cower away from life and from challenges and opportunities and obstacles, or you can pick up your sword and go into battle like a warrior. And that's not to say that there's not scary times. That's not to say that a warrior isn't afraid. That's not to say any of that, right? But I think that's what courage is. Courage is not a sense of feeling no fear. I think courage is a sense of feeling fear and still stepping into that. Still deciding that in spite of that fear, in spite of that worry, that you're gonna still pick up your sword and go to work. You're gonna pick up your sword and go to battle. And as I record this, I try to be cognizant of who I want to be, who I look forward to being in the future. I want future me watching this to look back at this and say, damn, thank you. You know, you're the man. Thank you, because it was because of it's these moments that build your character. It's these moments, it's these adversities that we face in life, whatever they may be, right? It might not be cancer for you, it might be something else for someone else. Again, I'm just speaking in general in case I end up putting this out there. um, whatever you may be facing, whatever, you gotta let go from your job. You're getting a divorce. Your car got a flat. You're behind on your mortgage. Your parents or your loved ones or someone that you care about is not talking to you. They're upset at you. Whatever, man. Whatever you're going through, don't rob yourself of the opportunity to test your mettle. Because what else is there, man? What else do we have? Shit is kind of corny and cliche, as I'm saying it. I feel a little like it's just fucking corny, but like it's true. What else is there, man? It's like it's either this, it's either you step up to the plate and you swing for the fences, or you just fucking cry, bro. You cry, you take your bat and you go home. And I'm speaking as someone who's taken his bat and walked home. I'm speaking as someone who's cried and didn't want to step up for fear of embarrassment or fear of humiliation or fear of rejection or fear of, pardon the sweat too, like it's hot as hell. It's Florida summer. It's brutal. I've been on both sides, man. I've been on both sides. I've felt fear, and I've let the fear consume me, and I've accepted acting like a coward before, and shunning away from things, and for what? I never gained anything from it. All I ended up feeling was shame. Shame that you know what I'm saying? I folded under pressure, that I folded because that let me know who I was. That let me know where I'm at. That tells me everything I needed to know about my character. And so I want to make a pact. I want to make a promise. Also, I don't know if you're hearing that right now, but they're doing work, they're doing constructions. I can't do nothing about that. I'll just try to speak over it. I want to make a promise to myself. I want this vlog to be a reminder of what is possible. I want this to be a token of just strength, a pillar of just, like, we get to live, man. There's people who don't get the opportunity to wake up. There's people today, right now, in this very moment, or in the moment you're watching this, their loved ones didn't wake up today. They don't get another day. They don't get another day to fight. They don't get another day to argue. They don't get another day to complain. They don't get that shot, They don't get to worry about their bills. This motherfucker really picked a good moment to start with that shit. Here comes the fly again. Here we go. If it ain't the fly, it's the fucking machines. It's always something. Anyway, I don't want to drag this on for too long, but It's important to stay grateful, man. And it's easy to be grateful. It's easy to be happy. It's easy to be positive and all this other shit when everything's going good. Everybody wants to be your friend when you hit the lottery. Nobody's around though when you broke, when you ain't got it, when you ain't got a car to get around town, you ain't got a whip, you ain't got a job, you ain't got no money, you ain't got no prospects, you ain't got no opportunities, you ain't got nothing going on for you. That's when you learn who you are. That's when you learn who your friends are. That's when you down in the trenches. That's where you get built. I've been down and I've been real just negative about this whole situation. And the fact is, we don't get to choose what happens to us in life, but we get to choose how we respond to those things. And I grew up watching Spider-Man and Batman and Wolverine, every type of superhero you could think of. And I always thought I want, like any other kid, right? I want to dress up and be Spider-Man. I want to be Batman. I want to be this guy. I want to be that guy. But what would Batman or Superman or any of these guys be without a rival, right? When we watch movies about these heroes, these characters that just encapsulate us and just captivate us and make us want to, be more, like inspire us and stuff. What is that? Like, what is that? And when you really look at it, it's adversity. Adversity is everything, man. And I feel like, yeah, yeah, this sucks. I ain't gonna sit here and act like I want this to happen. But what kind of life would we have if we were robbed of the opportunity to be badass? Like, seriously, think about that. What kind of a lame ass life would we have if we couldn't pick up a sword and a shield and fight that dragon, fight that monster? You know what I'm saying? For all my Dark Souls fans, Soulsborne, all I've been thinking is about, I gotta level up. I gotta level up. I'm about to fight the cleric beast. You know what I'm saying? I'm going in to do battle. And no matter how many times you get knocked down, you get the fuck back up, man. Until you slay that motherfucker. Until you take out Father Gascoigne. You know what I'm saying? Pray slaughtered. Like, I'm tired of letting this put me down and make me feel worried. I'm tired of letting it feel like it's got its foot on my neck. I want this, no matter how I feel moving forward, no matter what happens, to always remember that there's nothing that could take away my spirit. There's nothing that could take away the fight in me. I get the opportunity to live another day, and so I choose to fight. And I'm grateful I get to pick up my sword and shield and be a bad motherfucker. So, today's day 0 of chemotherapy. I start tomorrow. I'm fucking shook, but nobody, nobody remembers the guy who had a cushy life, man. Nobody gives a shit about the guy who had an easy come up. Nobody gives a shit about the guy who was given everything, right? Nobody cares about that. We like the grit. We like the struggle. We like the raw. Like, you know what I mean? We like that motherfucker that marches to the beat of his own drum and just walks up to life. And even though life tries to kick you down, we sit there and smile and say, "That's all you got? That's all you got?" So my goal ultimately with this is to have this as a memory first and foremost, um, for my future, for myself, for my loved ones to look back on, and just to document it, but also potentially to inspire others, man, to kind of help anyone else who's worried about whatever the hell you're going through. Um, just know that you do have a choice, man. Don't think because life throws some shit on your plate that you don't have a choice, man. We all have a choice. The decisions you make today shape who you end up becoming. So always take that into consideration. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to be for the people you love most? Like I said, when I was a kid, I always wanted to be, a superhero. I always wanted to be just a badass, man. And I think I'd be doing that kid a disservice today if I don't get to step into that role and actually finally be Superman, Batman, Spider-Man, whatever, right? I get to actually be him now. So let's get after it.